5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Are you sitting comfortably?
What do you want me to say?
Then we'll begin.
I hope you enjoy it. I think you will.
So, Steve, what fond memories do you have of these people? Are they your friends?
The force of gravity makes you want to move. It runs up your body and
Stop playing with that radio of yours. I'm trying to get to sleep. Good evening, good evening, good. How you doing? Kicks off there in style there. Best in the bottom by the Polis. I remember my niece up in Stoke did a festival in the field over a weekend, a fair few years ago. I was star drummerist of the weekend. But there's this a parody act up there. Can't remember their names. They had a parody version called Massage in a Brothel. Always reminds me of that. Don't quite know what it is. One of those weird things. Greetings those in the chat room this evening. Bass drives in. Dr. Kerno, Electric Monk, Roger. He is back from his trip last week. Hugh Janus is in, as is Well Raver. No Alan Plum to the disappointment of Hugh Janus. Let's keep that music rocking and rolling. We have got some Dire Straits of One World. Well, there you go. It is 7 past. We're all in the chat room. Even Alan Plum has joined in this evening. He's in the chat room. Where are we? We have got some stuff for you this evening. We have got the Wide Awoke Club. It is back. We've got the Weird Wide Web. We got an item about your kids. If you've got any kids being affected by being off to school, starting primary school, all that sort of stuff. See, 70s fashions. 30 impossible questions. Want to answer later on. What's in your lunchbox? And signs of being upper class, don't you know? As mentioned, full chat room this evening. We've probably got some on Mixcloud as well. Electric Monk has asked if anyone has found any interesting new music this week. Do tell, do share. We can play it on here. I've got a couple of new tracks after 8 o'clock on the new music slot. Well, I think before that we're going to go on to the birthdays today. It is, don't forget, it is Slinky Day, those weird wire things that go down your stairs. Marshmallow Day, and interestingly Frankenstein Day. Not quite sure what Frankenstein's got to do with it, but still, the first birthday this evening. He was born this day in 1953, sadly lost him in 2001. It is John Phillips, singer and guitarist for the Mamas and the Papas. We are plundering the depths this evening for the birthdays. 82 today, John McNally. He's a singer and guitarist, a bit like the previous John Phillips there from the Searchers.
Love potion number 9.
Well, there you go, the Searchers there. We have searched high and low. We have found them. Dr. Kerno has been on because, Electric Monk was asking what any new music this week. Dr. Kerno, of course, we played Melody Gardot a few weeks ago, and he's been seeking out and listening to her live album. Whilst Hugh Janus has been revisiting his vinyl collection. I've got to say, we're having a massive sort out down here, down at Prout Towers, and we've got an outbuilding we just sort out completely for an upcoming event in October. A bit of a blitz, so we've moved a few things about, and I've had a bit of a sort out of my vinyl collection as well, actually. There's some good stuff, there's some not so good stuff, but get down to the auctions, always get a bargain, get a big load of vinyl. Bit of pick and mix down there, bit of hit and miss, but there you go, never mind. What else we know about today? Other birthdays that aren't really... saying that, Paul Oakenfold, he was born today, 1963, he's 60 today. English record producer, remixer and trance DJ. Of course, he's famous for doing the Big Brother theme, wasn't he? Dear 442, the Big Brother house. That is coming back. Got no interest whatsoever, just put one out there. That's Tricky Dumb Prance, you can keep that. Cameron Diaz. The same age as me, 51. Doesn't look as good as me, unfortunately, but there you go. 47, someone called Sarah Jane Potts. No, I don't know either. English actress, best known for her roles as Saint in Sugar Rush. Nope. Ellie Abbs on-off girlfriend in Casuality. And Joe Lipset in Waterloo Road. I used to like the old Casualty, sort of back in the 80s and the 90s. You used to start, you knew where the show was going to go because there'd be some old boy out on the ladder, wouldn't there? And the wife would be, "Oh, Martin, don't go up that ladder, get a professional to do that." And you see a ladder being placed on a very rickety patio. Wobble, 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 up goes Martin. Wobble, wobble, wobble. Close up on Martin's face. Shock horror, ladder falls over, it goes backwards. You don't see him hitting the floor. So they couldn't afford stunt people and special effects in those days, however. You have a close-up of Martin's shattered brain on the patio. And then the credits will start. Hey, that's my take of Casualty back in the 80s anyway. Let's move on to pace with some more birthdays. Going to pick up the music a little bit. 73 today, Mick Moody, who had a bit of slow music, California Dreams, Love Potion for the Surgeons, of course. We're now going to go to a bit of Whitesnake. And he's a guitarist, old Mick Moody. Gonna be a fool, man. Fool for your loving no more. Yeah, yeah. Whitesnake there, celebrating the 73rd birthday of Mr. Mick Moody. One more to go. He is 49. His name is Aaron Butler. Aaron Barrett even. Who hear you say who? He's a singer, for one thing, and he's with a band called Real Big Fish. And they've done it, a bit sort of Californian punk ska. A bit more ska later, and this is a song called Beer. From the oddly entitled album Turn the Radio Off, No Leave It On. Real Big Fish there, track called Beer. Right into that one, 1926 is the time, not the year, thankfully. What do we know? It's all kicking off the chat room this evening. They're all in there. We're having not a good conversation really about vinyl and about different acts. Who we've got? Electric Monk Roger has been in and said that he's seen Amy Winehouse many times, Glastonbury, Swansea and others. One act I wish, among others, I'd seen a fair few acts in my time. Discussing something the other day, actually, I never saw Queen live. I don't know if I want to see him with Adam Lambert or not. I mean, no more John Deacon, of course. He quit after Freddie died. Yeah, not sure. I was talking Sunday about different music. I've seen Bowie live, seen a lot of the big acts live. Never seen ELO, and they're still touring Jeff Lynne. Or is it called Jeff Lynne's ELO these days for contractual and legal obligations? There are a lot of really good tribute acts around at the moment, so that is one way of sort of seeing some of these acts, but not as good, of course, as the original and Amy Winehouse. What a waste! What a waste of talent that was. Let's have a few on this day. It's on this day, 1993. The Eiffel Tower receives its 150 millionth visitor. And so the first digging work started on the 26th of January 1887. And it was finished in 2 years, 2 months and 5 days. Not anymore. The French love to strike, don't they? So you wouldn't get much work done these days. It probably was to be finished. Although when they take the scaffolding down, it'll look even better, I think. On this day, 1996, it's old Frank Bruno. He retired from boxing. Let's have some more music. It's Bjork with that James Bond theme person, David Allen. Not Dave Allen, he's the Irish comedian David Arnold. They're playing Dead. Alan Plum's been in, he loves Roger Whittaker, got him on vinyl apparently. Oh, Electric Monk, it's been to see Queen, you lucky man, Roger. Those were the days when you get smuggled in by your mum's mates, of course. It's Bjork. York, David Arnold, She Plays Dead. Wow, it is time for this. It is a reggae inspired this evening.
The authentic sound of now. This is Ska.
In fact, no, it's not. He's only gone and pressed the wrong jingle. This is the covers. Wow, shall I press the right button this time? It is, of course, the covers. It's not Ska, not just yet. That is the one. It's all reggae inspired this evening. That of the registers, all about that basic course Megan Trainor hit. This you can hear is Take On Me by Our Heart, done by General Sound Boy. How it's pronounced. Wow, there you go. The covers this evening, not Ska, it's the covers. Bit of reggae inspired coverness this evening. Is that a word, coverness? It is now. It is 20 minutes to the 8. We are discussing gigs on the chat room this evening, following up from Electric Monk seeing Queen. He saw them at the so many chats on it this evening. It's quite amazing. We then went on to speak about Jagger, because I saw the Stones last summer in Hyde Park, and amazing that they're still alive. The amount of drugs they took, and ironically that it was Charlie Watts that died. But never mind. Where are we? Alan Plum apparently has never ever been to a live gig. So there you go. I was going to shuffle something about here very briefly because I've got something a little bit wrong on there. Let's do that. Let's get rid of that. Let's play that instead. Let's get rid of that. That's it. He's not been to a gig because apparently his wife doesn't like loud music. And we're all recommending he must go to a gig, of course. Let's have one of those wonderful pointless surveys this evening. So it says here, a survey of mums and dads, where are we? Here we go. Find it difficult for the social skills of the kids have been affected after weeks away from school. I don't think they do anything different. They're on the tablets all day anyway if they're at school. They're probably the same as doing at home. But it said other worries around return to school include the risk of catching COVID-19. Is that still a thing? I think the clue is in the name, 19. That was a fair few years ago. Finding a 5-day week difficult. Once you go to work, my friends. And struggling academically. The survey mums and dads also found they think it will take at least 3 weeks for the kids to settle back in, by which time it'll be half term. 2 in 5 parents are worried about the youngsters adjusting to their new daily routine again after almost 7 weeks away from school. And I say the other week, I'm sure you all agree out there that's listening this evening, when we were all kids, it was about 12 weeks off in the summer. I'm sure it was, just felt like it maybe. A fifth think their kids will struggle with motivation, and a third are expected to be exhausted after the class with other poor little prince and princesses. Despite their fears, a quarter feel positive about September and 22% excited to see the kids return to school. Oh, bugger off, leave me in peace. Playing games during lunch break and seeing their favourite teachers and learning their first subjects are the things looking forward to most. So a quick little recap of what they're not looking forward to, what the parents think they are, I don't know. Their child will struggle with the next stage of learning after the recent gap. Their friendships been affected by the break. Well, they won't, but they've been twattering and into-face gramming people. For overall confidence. But the good things are seeing their friends again, get back into routine and get some physical exercise, get on the playground, play some football, get off your bloody gadgets. The late great Mr. Mark Bolan there, who Electric Monk would have loved to have seen live, wouldn't we all? Of course, quite a narrow window I think you'll find. Let's have a bit more music. It's a bit of Lindisfarne. Where else you get a sort of quality music? Phluid FM, of course. Only on Tuesday night, of course. Prout's Night Out here live till 9. Wow, there you go. go, a bit of Lindisfarne there. Makes a change from Fog and a Tyne, doesn't it? We are trying to convince Alan Plum to go to a gig. His wife doesn't like loud music. He's going to go on his own, he says. To which good old Hugh James calls him Plummy No Mates. Roger's been on and said lots on at Carnglaze Caverns this month. Glenmillan tribute or a Phluid tribute sold out. But he's got tickets. Very happy with Roger with that ticket. Or tickets maybe. I gotta say we did Gibraltar a few years ago now. They got a cavern the same as that, probably a bit bigger than that one there. Do live music down there, do concerts, gigs and all sorts. I've not been to one, but imagine really awesome down there. Speaking of Pink Floyd, we're going to see the Aussie Pink Floyd. They are down at Plymouth is in November. Me and my group of friends from Berkshire sort of stalk the Aussie Pink Floyd. We can see them every single year, normally in Berkshire, but we're down here this year and they're going to come down and see them, so there you go. Where do we get to? So we have, I'll tell you what, there's, it says here, 7 in 10 people think of packing their jobs and starting somewhere new. The top 5 jobs for people to start again are archaeologist, treasure hunter, adventurer, law enforcement and gold miner. Not unattainable at all, those ones, aren't they, really? This isn't Robert Palmer! It is the late great Robert Palmer. He is simply irresistible. I got into a slight confession. Every Wednesday I'm on the air in here, my home studio, and I normally cook most evenings, but someone else cooks on a Wednesday night if I'm in here. So my son's cooking this evening, and what's he done? I'm on the air, I'm live on the air, fingers everywhere. He cooks me sticky ribs. Bless him, this is White Town. Well, quite a mellow version of White Town by White Town. Of course, they brought us Your Woman. I played the 1917 version a while ago. We're going to finish the first hour with a bit of funky music. It's Funky Train by the Poets of Rhythm. Indeed. Where are we? That was Funky Train. This is Foreigner. Well, there you go. Foreigner. You're as cold as ice. Oh, it gets later every week, this. At 8 minutes past 8 is the news. It says here, Category 2 Hurricane Idalia. Idalia is barreling towards Florida and forecasters warn it's extremely dangerous. What causes a bloody hurricane? A life-threatening storm surge up to 15 feet above ground level expected in some coastal areas. Evacuations are underway on Florida's Gulf Coast ahead of the storm making landfall expected on Wednesday. That's today, of course. Or maybe a lot of rear-end evacuations when that hits the ground as well. Speaking of weather, temperatures are forecast to drop to just 7 degrees before a 5-day heat wave is set to take hold. Weather maps for early next week show cold air heading towards the UK. The mercury is said to drop to single figures overnight in much of Scotland and Northern Ireland, as well as parts of northwest England, but we bask we will, in mid-20s heat from the end of next week. Beer, it says, beer goggles don't work, boffins. Say never boffin the show, but of course we do. They claim booze gives drinkers Dutch courage to chat to strangers. But it only makes people likely to approach those they already find attractive. Same thing, isn't it? And does not make them seem better looking or anything else at all. Previous studies suggested drinking could level the playing field between hotties and grotties. Speaking of beer, it says here that beer is better for your gut than trendy Gen Z food. Guzzling booze in moderation is better than abstaining altogether, research has found. An international panel of experts found beer is rich in a beneficial mix of compounds needed for good gut health and more effective than probiotics when drunk in moderation. You try to tell it to the wife when you're sinking a bottle of beer first thing in the morning. Oh, I thought it was an Actimel. No, it's not. Speaking of our indoors, not mine particularly, but any other women are increasingly likely to embrace their body hair, it says here. 1 in 5 is now content to let their leg, armpit and bikini lines grow. A poll suggests trends have changed in recent years compared to the 70s, aren't we? With 22% of females more likely to leave body and facial hair unshaved. Well, there you go. Finally this evening, has your car got a name? Our most popular car names used to be Betsy, George and the Beast. Now we've got Boris, Lucy and Dolly in the top 10. Let's have a bit of David Soul. He's from the 70s. His lady ain't hairy, she's silver.
It's just one long.
Wow, there you go. David Soul. Where would you hear that song anymore? Only Phluid FM, of course. Probably some 70s station somewhere, but never mind. Don't forget you can join. Very, very briefly, Alan Plum's been on. He says, wife keeps knocking the wife off with a damn Hoover. Hugh Janus says, time to knock it off, and what's making me laugh? And Roger Cummins said, that sucks. I had to get rid of my Hoover, by the way, just gathering dust. Anyway, moving on to one of our wonderful surveys about being upper class. There are many, many ways to tell if you're upper class. Not my listeners will be, of course. Apparently, though, I'm not upper class. It said how much you love your dogs. Dogs on the bed are just not the thing to do. Try telling my dog that. There's a list here of many things that says if you're upper class. Have a look on this. Some are a bit stupid, some are a bit obvious, some are pointless. So it says you're being chased, not by the police. That's different sort of class. That's lower class. Being chased as in CHASTE. Being very uptight, being very chased about things. That's upper class. If you've got living staff, you're upper class clearly. You've got a chest freezer. You don't have staff in your chest freezer, obviously. Doing your own nails. Nah, money doing. Apparently it says here, waving in the street is upper class. It used to be common, didn't it? I can't keep up with this. You bow instead of shaking hands. Well, that means you're Chinese, probably. A la Basil and Sybil 40's separate bedrooms. Starting to get some tinned food. Why don't make it up a class? I'm sure they'd be going to Waitrose, wouldn't they, every night and getting fresh food or going to the farm shops. Although saying that, if you ever watch these house swap things, rich house, poor house things, the first thing the poor house do when they go to this posh house is bugger off to the farm shop. Yeah, I want a pork chop for £15, please. Having a pen pal makes you upper class. As does having chickens, owning a bike, having an ensuite. I don't get this one. New soap. Yeah, no, I don't get why new soap, but sure you wouldn't use old soap, second-hand soap. Surely, would you? Let's have a bit of slow hand. My father's eyes. Are pretty damn dodgy these days. You can do some new ones. A lot of love up there for Eric Clapton this evening. Roger in the chat room says he's got a Clapton LP from a charity shop the other day. Quick clean. It plays like new. 99p well spent. You have got to love a bargain bit of vinyl from a charity shop. You can't go wrong, can you really? We're going from one extreme to the other now. It is the Tamperer featuring Maya. Can you feel it? The Tamper there, featuring Maya. Of course, that was Feel It. We have 25 minutes past 8 this evening. I think it is time for another one of these wonderful surveys of ours. What have we got? I tell you what, there's a doctor in the house this evening. Dr. Kerno is in and out like a fiddler's elbow. He's currently back in again, as is Alan Plum, as is bass driver Electric Monk in Hugh Janus. They're all in this evening. Maybe he can answer some of these questions that have been put to people. What are black holes? How did the world begin? And how does Tinternet work? Well, the Alan Plum's found out this evening. It works when wife doesn't hit it with a hoover. It says here a poll of 54% of parents are regularly flummoxed by the deep and meaningful or scientific questions put to them by their children. The average parent faces 8 questions a month from the kids, which they find difficult to answer either because they don't know the answer or are too bloody embarrassed. Other questions struggle to answer is why do people die, why is the sea salty, and how we've done the internet. The average parent will turn to Google 6 times a month to get the answer. The study found what does God look like is the question most likely to leave parents stumped. Depends who you ask, I think, on that one. What came first, the chicken or the egg? I thought that was sorted the other day. I thought the egg came first. It wasn't laid by a chicken though, it was some other animal. So a random selection here of impossible questions. See if you can answer them. Dr. Kernow knows a doctor. Number 21, how do planes fly? Well, they don't this week, do they? Because air traffic control's up the spout. Oh, I would not like to be sat on a Spanish airport floor for that amount of time, but never mind. What makes the earth spin? Why is blood red? What is infinity? Why is the moon sometimes out in the daytime? How does a car work? How do clouds float? And why doesn't the sky fall down? All those questions, if you can answer them, let us know. This, in the meantime, is the Rasmus. Formed in 1995, this is In the Shadows. Old Hank Marvin probably somewhere there. It's Rasmus. It is now time for a bit of new music. You may have heard the L.Paine last week introducing some new music from one of their new acts, and you had a bit of a link up with Blur. Well, this is a new track of the new album. It is called Barbaric. Let's see what you think. Bit of new Blur music from the new Blur album, The Ballad of Darren. Who's Darren? Not Damon Albarn, of course. Not sure. Are they back up there to their sort of mid-90s best? I don't know, really. Certainly Roger, Electric Monk, is not sure what this track was. Everyone else's opinion. I'm sort of on the fence for this. It's not as good as some of their good stuff. It is Barbaric. We have another track. It is from the album Theatre. The track is called Theatre, and this young lady is called Etta Marcus. This might be a bit up your strata, you never know. She's a 22-year-old singer-songwriter from South London. Well, there you go. So a bit of music there, mixed views. I think you'll agree on the Blur track. Dr. Kernow said probably won't be played again in 30 years' time, unlike their original stuff, I'm guessing. Roger is liking that. He's going to give it a listen on streaming. That was Etta Marcus, that last track, Theatre. So I think you'll agree that some things were better back in the old days, a bit like Blur. Well, it says in the 70s has been crowned the best decade for fashion and beauty, says here. They reckon that 40% of us would like to go back and visit that decade. Whilst 3 in 10 wish they lived through the 70s, and 41% believe that disco vibes made it the most fun period. Along with other key trends such as bell-bottom trousers, platform shoes, knee-high boots and maxi dresses were also classed as fashion heroes. The colourful 1980s were the second best decade for fashion and beauty thanks to hero items, it says here, such as shoulder pads, big hair and shell suits. I used to do an 80s show many moons ago on a Tuesday night, and one thing I learnt, I said every week about shell suits, it was the one fashion item back in the day, hairspray, that taught kids not to play with matches. You'd drop one on either, you go up like a Roman candle, wouldn't you? So the worst looks from those decades were the mullets, as currently sported. My son is sporting a lovely mullet at the moment, if you can call them lovely. The puffball skirts and skin-tight metallic clothes weren't good either. So top trends from the 70s: platform shoes, bell-bottom trousers, knee-high boots, tie-dye. Can't beat a tie-dye, can you? Remember from the 80s, late 80s, early 90s? Global hypercolour. You had a shirt, a t-shirt that you could see your sweat. It would change colour. How disgusting. Sideburns were good in the 70s, as were boob tubes. Not by the same people though. This is Red Hot Chili Peppers from the album Californication. Scar Tissue. Bless you. Lot of love for the music this evening. Apparently I've been rooting through Roger's posts. He had the Red Hot Chili Peppers album come in the other day. Let us see if it's anything from the Stranglers. 96 Tears. Rapidly approaching 9 o'clock, 15 minutes to if you're clock watching. Nice. He says, well, the Stranglers from the album 10. That's where Adele got our idea from, of course, but I don't think they were 10 years old when they recorded it. Unlike Adele, who was 16, 18, 21, or whatever else she did. I can't think what I've got to anymore. I've lost the plot this evening. Oh, that was it. It's time for, if I can find on my screen here, the Weird Wide Web. Here's the first one. If you're on Vision this evening, you can see all this. It says a man proposed to girlfriend using the side of a cow. There is a picture of a cow, not quite sure what sort of cow it is, a Frisian or whatever it is, a dromedary, a camel, isn't it? And it says on the back, spray painted on the side there, will you marry me? On the side of a cow, not the one and stuff, the other size of a cow. Speaking of animals, a new service offered at Pets at Home. Here we've got Pets at Home. Outside it is a road sign saying cat's eyes removed. Tells us how much it's going to cost, but it is doable apparently. And we have got a Weird Wide Web food review of a delivery service. Delivery time 1 star, restaurant service 1 star. It says here, ordered my scran at 7:30. Now it's 9:30 and I'm still waiting. Should have put my order in last Friday, might have come by now. Starting to think China Delight is actually in China, not in Prescott. Are they cooking my salt and pepper chicken while leaving it next to a high wattage light bulb? Are they frying my rice by the grain? Peeling the spots with a pencil sharpener? Fuming as well, because I had a white Magnum in the freezer for my afters, but that's gone, because I'm bloody hungry. I rang up to find out what's happening with my food and was on hold for 5 minutes looking for my order, which isn't great. I'm starting to hallucinate a little bit now, and the couch is beginning to look like a spring roll. I want curry sauce coursing through my veins. It's too much to ask. He finishes off by saying, this is the worst Friday of my life. And Dr. No Electric Monk loves proposals on the side of a cow.
The moment you've all been dreading has finally come. Last orders at the bar.
It is that time. If you want another drink, get that down to the bar, get yourself another pint very, very quickly. And don't forget, if you're driving tonight, don't forget your keys. We have time for one more track. Well, 2 more, there's always one at the end, isn't there? It's Mr. Mark Knopfler, full Geordie tonight. Well, we've got no Roger next week. Electric Monkey is off to Lundy. He's throwing aeroplanes off of cliffs. Hugh says, can you take Alan Plum with you? That's a bit harsh, isn't it? No, indeed. And Hugh also said, in a more sensible vein, was that last track something to do with our Visa? In fact, I think it was. Fairly sure that was the last series of our Visa Pet. What a cracking series that was. Not made left now, is there, the original lineup? Anyways, it's that time of the evening. You will notice this evening I have been playing this here. If you're on Vision, you can see it. This here promo about the launch. We are launching the Playpen down at the work shed at Is Ska Cattle Market. Myself, Leo, bass driver L.Paine, and Neil, drummerist Waters are the three scoundrels involved in this here launch. We have got 90s brick rock for the modern age mellow doubter playing. The Moore's in bit of new wave punk rock and pop at his best. You got to catch them out down there. And Adam Hinks is down. I've got to tell you, when he's not knocking drinks over, he's brilliant. Get yourself down. It is live from 3 till 7. That's September the 23rd. It's a Saturday. If you're into your music, want to meet us guys, get yourself down there. We're down there. Bass drivers also doing a set. Food supplied by Original Cornish Pasties. Beer supplied by Pipeline Brewing Co. More are in the mix. We just need to sort out some details with the council. I have been speaking to licensing pretty much all day, trying to sort out some insurance. Once we get there though, get yourself down there. It's a lovely new venue down there. We've got the outside covered area. Come rain or shine, we'll be down there. Enough of that. Don't forget, of course, tomorrow night you can catch those boys, Neil and Leo on Wall of Pain. Not who's in the studio tomorrow, my other guests coming through, you never know. Same time slot as myself, of course, 7 till 9 Thursday. Also 7 till 9 on a Monday. It's a big lad in his thick hard portion. And on Tuesday it is Al with tunes from the Man Cave again. He's same time slot as well. One more track to go. It is Da Funky Track. It is Dylan Fogarty to play us out. My little disco light's giving it a ghost in this. So I've got a little disco light. Got it from the Good Ship Man in Spain many years ago. Look at it. It's had it. It's not even flashing anymore. Never mind. Well, Electric Monk says he'll be down at CS when he's finished throwing things off a cliff. Alan Plum won't fly, apparently. Let's have some of this. Wow, don't forget you can look... What is it that Leo says? Look fresh on the streets with some merchandise. Jump on our website, you can wear a t-shirt like me. Slightly cleaner, hopefully. And don't forget, of course, to feed that there head of algorithm. Like, share, follow, subscribe. Catch us on Facebook at Phluid Records. At Twitch at Phluid Vision. Mixcloud with Phluid FM. We're Instagrammable at Phluid Records. YouTube is Phluid Vision, and Twitter, X, whatever he's called this week, is at FM Phluid. And don't forget, join us and the Electric Monk. He's going to come. We've got some straw bales down there for the event. Sit on the 23rd September. 3 till 7 for the launch of the Playpen down at the Woods, the Work Shed down at the Cattle Market. Well, there you go, as ever. Thanks for listening, and make sure you join me again same time next week for much more of the same. Until then, bye for now.
Prepare for launch. Live music, engage.
Could you be the first?
Mellow down.
Be the one to move it on. Could you be the one to face the fears and learn to fly?
The morphine.
Sending out an SOS. Sending out an SOS. Sending out an SOS.
Adam Hinks.
Size, they can't blind me. No, you're left. Nobody can drag me down. Nobody can drag me.
Bass driver.